Expedition to
where? Yeah.
What? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, watching future minutes, we have a sense of what's going on, but Cornelius is now saying that they're on an expedition. That's something more than just escape. It's bigger than just being a fugitive. So this expedition now includes Zira, Cornelius, Lucius, right? And what's his name?
The the bow-legged Lucius.
His name is Lucius, but he's not been named yet.
For half a second.
Has he still not been named yet?
No.
No, he hasn't?
No.
Oh, whoops.
Okay, bow-legged.
Trust me, I have it in my notes. I know he's the cousin or whatever.
He's the bow-legged teen.
Or nephew or whatever.
We
But
have a giant wagon with a ton of stuff on it, and we have Nova. So it's an expedition of some kind.
Nova.
Right? That's why we have all the gear, right?
I guess
okay.
so.
That finally makes sense to me. Because I did wonder, this escape seemed rather impromptu for the obvious reasons. They were going to snip his nuts. They needed to get him out of there. They needed to move on. But they packed up their horses as though they've been ready to go for weeks.
So if we assume that expedition, right, and this is something related to Cornelius has been trying to go on another expedition for a while. This stuff could have already been at the ready.
You're absolutely right. That makes sense. I'm glad you said that because I kept thinking, were they ready to go for weeks and help him escape? Because it literally is. Those horses are overly burdened.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, even on top of that, Cornelius and Zira are going to be indicted for heresy, and they need proof for their beliefs to be acquitted, their theories to be acquitted. Do they really think that whatever they bring out is going to acquit them, no matter what? Like, if they brought out a literal picture of a human evolving into an ape, would the rest of the council go, oh, so well, we got to protect all these humans, or would they just take them down anyways? Do they really think they're safe?
Is this still in that minute?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Just checking.
Who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him? So, at that point, we know where George got it from because I mean,
you have to bleep out some cursing here.
Yes, you are. But I think at that point they're so deep in their beliefs that they do believe if we can go find something, maybe it will.
Who are you speaking to? They, when you say they, or so?
Well, you just brought up that are they so Cornelius and Zira, are they so deep in their beliefs that they find it they'll be cleared?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe they are.
But
they're overly zealous in their idea of we can prove evolution from man to ape.
But do you think the council would allow that proof to get out there?
No. Right. If you ask, do I think the council would? No. But is their idea that they'll go find it? Absolutely.
All right.
So Taylor, after being confronted with the I'm in charge of this expedition, he kind of exerts himself and says,
why are you watching the Marky Mark version? I don't understand.
Oh, God, don't remind me.
No, the sad part is it's been on cable lately. So
has it really?
I just click it on just to see what I'm going to have to watch in a couple of years. God, ow, it hurts. It hurts. Oh,
so Taylor replies, good for you, but you're not in charge of me. Not anymore. I don't plan to get caught again, which is why he has the gun.
Again, makes sense.
Which makes sense why he has the gun. But it's really kind of this Taylor's back to being an astronaut cowboy again. He's like, screw you guys.
Wait, you said astronaut cowboy. I was going to say asshole cowboy.
That's when you said ass, I thought it was the same thing, asshole.
Asshole cowboy. But it was just kind of like he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out of this monkey business.
Yeah.
So
literally,
we got into. That was good.
There you go.
We got into thinking, had we seen the maturation of the character of Taylor, you know, when the garments ripped from him in the courtroom scene, when he's stripped to his bare essence, we wondered, had he changed? Hell no, he's right back to being the complete dick he was before.
No growth.
Give me a gun, I'm cool, let me go.
Yeah.
I'm not going back there again. So then Cornelius kind of says, as you wish, and it's
the Princess Bride?
As you wish.
As you wish. And he seems to be kind of annoyed, like, all right, cool. All right, fine. Macho man, I'm out.
And did we notice the makeup mistake in that moment when he...
No.
So Roddy McDowell turns his neck.
Oh, really?
And at that point, you can actually see his bare neck. Now, he has that little leather weird...
The collar
that goes to his hair
or whatever.
But, and I get it. You know, you're not going to make that poor actor wear a hair suit the whole time. Yeah. But he turns and you can 100% see human skin right there.
Can you imagine how hot they are right now out in the middle of this field?
I've got this for later on. They were forced to to keep their makeup on at all times, period.
While they're eating and everything.
Because at that time, they simply didn't have the ability to
Take it
ever
off and reapply.
And you look at Lord of the Rings. If you ever watch the making of that, they're going to make people keep that makeup on because it's futile. It's stupid
to take it off, reapply,
right.
Waste time.
But when you talk about that, people are putting snouts on.
Well, they can't really eat or anything.
They had to eat liquefied diets.
Oh, they were strawing it
and
up.
If not, they had to use mirrors to put they would go and they'd watch themselves eat so they wouldn't put it in the snout and get it to their mouths. But that's horrible.
I would want a fat paycheck.
Yeah.
I would want to get paid a lot of money.
But back then, they didn't get... I mean, the only person who probably got paid was Charlton.
I'm just imagining them with little bone ivory spoons with caviar on it, just delicately putting it in.
Okay, that was Dr. Zaius.
I
need to start posting some...
Eat,
Caviar?
Caviar.
There you go, yeah.
Oh my God, that's the name of that episode right there. Every once in a while, Richard just throws out these gems. I'll listen to the episodes as I edit them, and I think, what do we name it? And Richard will throw out those gems.
The
monkeys eat caviar. But there are so many production stills, too, of like Zaius with a
cigarette in his
mouth. And I found one today that one of our Planet of the Apes sister fan things put out a picture of Zira. It was Kim Hunter in all her makeup back like this, and she had like a hair clip in her hair and stuff. It's the cutest picture in the world, so I'll have to put that on the site.
So after Cornelius says, "As you wish," Taylor says, "Dr. Zaius seems to think there was another jungle beyond the Forbidden Zone. I'll try for. What about you?" So
can you say that? I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
Taylor then says, when he says, "I don't plan to get caught again," and Cornelius is like, "As you wish," peeved. Taylor replies, "Dr. Zaius seems to think there was another jungle beyond the Forbidden Zone.
Okay.
I'll try another jungle beyond the Forbidden Zone. I'll try for. What about you?"
So is that something that in the private moment between Zaius and Taylor that he divulged to Taylor? I don't remember.
This is the first time that Taylor's admitting that he had a private conversation with Dr. Zaius.
Yeah. Did Dr. Zaius say that in that moment, that there's another jungle beyond the Forbidden Zone? I don't remember that.
So.
I think so. Pretty sure. Because he asked him if he came from the jungle.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yes,
you're right.
If he came from that other jungle.
Okay.
So
wait, Taylor actually put a thought together. Someone said something, and he surmised and said it.
Well, but it's kind of interesting admission that Taylor has now had a conversation with Zaius that he never really told Zira and Cornelius.
True.
And it doesn't pick their interest at all. They don't seem to pick up on that note at all.
Because Zaius is over having conversations with everybody, lecturing everybody, and they're like, "Oh, great, another conversation."
He's talking
to
all the humans that never talk back.
The other thing,
he just wants to hear his own voice.
The other thing that I thought was interesting about the script that I have is that he says there's another jungle beyond the Forbidden Zone. That's what we'll try for. And what about you? And he changes to "I'll try for." So I think the wheel originally meant Nova, and at this point he's changed that from we to I. And I didn't know if that was relevant to anything, because he does it again later on where he changes where it sounds like he's going to be doing stuff with us, and he means just him.
So in the pre-production moments, as we set up the equipment, we talked about this, Richard brought up that he noticed many of the changes that might come because of Nova originally having been pregnant and not pregnant. Is that one of the first ones we hear? Because they're immediately trying to steer me away from even thinking that I'm on my own. She's not with me.
Because that original scene of the pregnancy was supposed to happen when they were escaping, and that's why they bring her along. So we're keeping it hidden from the audience, I guess.
And what better way but to immediately
we're not keeping it hidden from the audience. There is no sense that Nova is pregnant at all.
No.
And they wanted to specifically change it from will to I, so it sounds like...
Yes. And if there were people that thought, okay, they got space spooning going, they did all this, surely they mated, then suddenly when Taylor's a dick again, and he begins speaking about I instead of we, there's no pregnancy at all.
So Zira then offers the next piece of information that Taylor already knows because he had the conversation with Dr. Zaius. Cornelius and I have been indicted for heresy unless we can prove our theories. So I don't think that they were given the option. Heresy, by the way, if you can prove it, you're good. I'm sure she's then adding in that...
Work it out, guys.
I'm sure she's adding in that this is our hope.
Too,
we think this is our hope, that if we can prove our theories, we can protect ourselves from being indicted for heresy. Otherwise, unless we can prove our theories, we don't stand a chance of acquittal. And it's just kind of...
I want you to take pictures of Richard's script notes, by the way.
We should.
They look like a crazy man's notes.
So
Here's my manifesto.
And what to describe that to what people you can't see, like for mine, I use Google Notes and I make I use what I do at work. It's a bullet pointed. Here it is. Richard actually gets a script, and it's these
He's crossing out
and all these. It's these passionate things, and it's what you bring to this that's so freaking awesome. Because before this, Sean and I basically sucked.
Hey,
I'm kidding.
Is the movie good? I like it. It was okay. I haven't seen it. Just talk about it.
They look warm.
When are the apes coming up?
Why are they talking so much and walking? What is this, Lord of the Rings?
Okay, so
So she's now she's revealing that they've been indicted, which I'm pretty sure Isaiah said in the morning they're going to be indicted.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, Taylor should already know all of this because that was part of that meeting with Dr. Zayas. It's kind of interesting. This is one of those moments where they're revealing information, but
that's kind of already been revealed a little bit.
Well, to the audience and to individual characters, but they're not really having a conversation. I'm sorry. I get a flat tire. I tell everybody I had a flat tire. Right? If something bad happens to me, so this happens, I had a bad day, I tell everybody what's going on. And this is kind of like television speak where they don't actually tell everybody what they know.
And it's also, you really think about characters, and everybody is stupid. Because Cornelius and Zira are going to the one place that everybody would look first. Oh, your dig site that Dr. Zayas has already told you I need to talk about. Let's go there.
Taylor's like, you're going back to the Forbidden Zone?
Yeah.
We're going back to the diggings I worked at a year ago. It's a 3-day ride across the desert near where you claim you landed from that planet of yours.
Now, I would be going to the come as you are zone, the something like that where you're welcome. But they're going to the one place that their religion tells them not to go, and Dr. Zayas has already said, I need to talk to you about it, and you've been admonished in a court of law for having gone there and broken what your privileges were.
Who does he think that he's going to convince that whatever he
Cornelius
finds is legitimate or whatever?
Dr. Zira and Cornelius are just really we are out of the society. We're going to be living in the jungle.
Are you so hopeless at that point? That's why you're stupid? Because it really is. You think about it, they're dumb.
If they come back with the evidence, they're probably going to get killed. I mean, they'll probably get hung.
They're going to get killed no matter what.
Yeah.
If they're found digging for the stuff, they get killed. If they're found with Taylor, they get killed. If they found bringing back the stuff, they get killed.
Well, they even if they bring back the evidence, they did let Taylor go. I mean, they're kind of in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Pardon Richard, he's got to go do some work stuff.
Every once in a while, the phone rings while you're doing it. And...
By the way, you can get all your comic needs found at ZeusComics.com online /checklist.
For people like to call when we're doing recording a podcast.
Hey, leave us alone.
I will say we're probably pushing the boundaries of what we have agreed upon time limit for our episodes. So I know we're close to the end of probably most of our notes. If there are other things we might want to move into those.
I just really still want to know what constitutes a forbidden zone. I mean, if Cornelius has been there, how forbidden is it? Is it forbidden to certain people? Is it supposed to be forbidden to everybody, but some people are sneaking in and doing some work on it? If Taylor landed in the Forbidden Zone, and it's a 3-day. We're assuming a 3-day ride out of it because they're walking.
They had 3 days of provisions,
but they said it was a 3-day ride across the desert, and so these people were walking across the desert, not riding across the desert, which is significantly slower. So, did they end up on the edge of the Forbidden Zone?
Is there anything in because? It's not a stretch to sit there and think that with the science fiction idea, they're using our religious conventions to parallel. God, I couldn't think of the word. To parallel what's going on here. Is there anything like a forbidden zone in the Bible, Sean? Sean you went to a Bible college, correct?
Yeah, I went to Harding University,
and I was raised to be a very passive Christian.
I would think like the closest thing would be when Moses was going into the Promised Land, but he wasn't allowed to go into the Promised Land.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wondered about that because they have this overriding belief of the Forbidden Zone. And what's been told to them?
Again, why is it forbidden? I mean, is it you walk in there and it's radiation and it kills you? Is it there's nothing, no food or water in there, so if you try to survive in there, you'll die? Or is it forbidden because there's secrets in there that you're not supposed to find?
It's kind of hard to talk about without talking about a little bit more of the future stuff.
It's almost like we need 5 more weeks worth of podcasts.
Well, it's almost like we need a few more movies too to